Did you know that when someone says, "I'll be back in a jiffy," they're actually referencing one of the fastest measurements of time? A jiffy is a real scientific term, and it's far quicker than most people realize. Today, we're diving into the surprising science behind the jiffy, exploring where it came from, what it measures, and how it's used in fields like physics and computing. The term jiffy has been around for a while, and while we use it casually to mean a short moment in physics, it's much more precise. Let's break it down and see how fast a jiffy really is. In physics, a jiffy is the time it takes for light to travel a specific distance, 1 centimeter in a vacuum. That's about 33.3564 picoseconds. Now, to put that in perspective, a picosecond is 1/1,000,000th of a second. Imagine taking a single second and splitting it into a trillion parts. A jiffy, then, is just 33 of those tiny parts. It's so fast that it's almost beyond our comprehension. This ultra-fast unit of time might seem unnecessary, but it's actually incredibly useful in the world of quantum physics and high-speed technology. When dealing with particles moving close to the speed of light, a unit like the jiffy helps scientists measure incredibly brief interactions. The term jiffy wasn't originally a scientific term. It actually came from chemist Gilbert N in the early 20th century. Lewis used jiffy as a slang term to describe the duration of one light cycle in a vacuum, which, as we've discussed, is just a few picoseconds. Over time, this catchy term was adopted by other scientists and eventually gained a more formal definition. Interestingly, the jiffy has a different meaning in various fields. While in physics it's used as a measure of light speed over a small distance, in electronics, a jiffy can represent one cycle of the power grid, 1/60th of a second in the United States. So depending on the field, the length of a jiffy might change, but the idea of an ultra-fast, brief interval remains the same. In quantum physics, the jiffy is essential for understanding the behavior of subatomic particles. At such tiny scales, things happen incredibly quickly, often in time frames shorter than what the human mind can easily grasp. Scientists use jiffies to track things like the interactions of electrons, photons, and other fundamental particles. In experiments with high-energy lasers and particle accelerators, events are measured in intervals of jiffies. By using such a tiny unit, scientists can record and analyze events at a speed that seems almost instantaneous. It's a crucial tool for those studying the smallest building blocks of the universe and the mysteries of quantum mechanics. Even if you're not a physicist, jiffies play a role in your daily life. In computer science, a jiffy can be used to represent the smallest cycle of time in a processor. Modern processors work at gigahertz speeds, performing billions of cycles per second. Engineers need precise measurements to keep these devices running smoothly, and jiffies help measure these lightning-fast cycles. Whether it's streaming a video, loading a web page, or playing a game, your device's processor is operating at speeds measurable in jiffies, working hard behind the scenes to make everything seem instantaneous. Even though a jiffy is a technical term in physics and electronics, it's also found its way into everyday language. When someone says, "I'll be back in a jiffy," they probably don't know they're talking about one of the fastest measurements known to science. It's a great example of how scientific concepts can sneak into our vocabulary and culture. In reality, if someone truly came back in a jiffy, you might not even notice they were gone. So, the next time you hear jiffy, remember that it's more than just a word. It's an ultra-fast measurement that scientists use to capture the tiniest, quickest events. It's a reminder of the incredible speed and precision that exists in both science and the technology we use every day. If you enjoyed learning about jiffies and want more fascinating insights into the science of everyday things, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Join us for more deep dives into the amazing world of science and history.